Hello everyone. In a recent video I mentioned that Jackson's was having a Schmincke sale, and though I wanted the Schmincke 8-pan water flask set, I decided not to get it. Well, look what arrived in the post today. Yes, it's another palette that I don't really need. I have wanted it for quite a long time though, so it's going to be fun to try it out. It's also going to be fun to paint with a full set of Schmincke paints. Right, let's open the box. Oh wow, it really is compact. For some reason, I thought it would be a similar, or not much smaller than the regular 12-pan metal palettes, but this is really tiny. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I like the Schmincke logo on the front. The finish looks okay, I think. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, the black finish is pretty horrible on the end there. Hopefully you can see that on the video. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing, really. It's not like this is made by some unknown brand or it's just a cheap palette. Other than that, the finish is not too bad as long as I don't look too close. Of course, the main selling point for this palette is the water pot and the built-in water flask. You can just unscrew the cap and pour it out. I believe it has enough water in it to fill the pot twice. The cap has a foam seal inside to prevent leakage, so that's good. It's pretty cool that it has a water pot and the flask built in, but how practical it is in actual use, don't know yet. Right, so let's open it up. One thing I noticed is that this palette's not designed for being on a table. The thumb ring gets in the way, so yeah, it's best to hand hold it. And also the mixing area flops down. Inside is a folded piece of paper where you can swatch the paints. 12 spaces, so hopefully that means I can fit 4 pans down the center. The mixing area is pretty small, but it's fine for little sketches, I think. I don't think anyone really buys this palette expecting to use it for anything large. It's just a cute little portable palette. I'm kind of disappointed that the mixing area flops down like that when placed on a table. I need to carry something to prop it up if I don't want to use it handheld. Oh, I almost forgot to show how the water pot attaches. The pot has a little lip that hooks onto the edge of the palette. It just hooks on loosely and doesn't really feel very secure, to be honest. I think you could knock it off quite easily. Right, and then onto the pans themselves. I wasn't exactly sure how they come out, but it seems you have to squeeze these clips and then pull the clips out. Not easy to remove, really. You have to squeeze them quite hard, but at least it will hold them in there securely. Okay, unwrapping the pans now. They're wrapped in the usual foil and paper. The wrapper includes all the pigment information. Yeah, they unwrap pretty easily, there's no stickiness. Right, putting them back in the palette is pretty simple. Just insert the pans and then the clips, and then they're all nice and secure. Now to swatch these lovely colours. First up is Lemon Yellow, PY3. I love painting with Schmincke colours, they always paint out so smoothly. Next is Cadmium Red Light, PR108. Then we have Permanent Carmine, PV19. Then Ultramarine Finest, PB29. I believe the Finest is their less granulating ultramarine. Then we have Prussian Blue, PB27. This is not a colour I've used much in the past, so it'd be interesting to use it a bit. Then we have Permanent Green Olive, PO62 and PG7. I have Schmincke's olive green, but it's not this colour. I actually quite like this one, but it's not the normal olive green colour you expect. Then we have Yellow Ochre, PY42. This is just a standard yellow ochre really. It's pretty nice. And finally Sepia Brown, which is PB151, PBR7 and PBK9. Yeah, it's a fine colour, but I wish they'd included maybe burnt umber instead. So here they are, photographed in daylight when completely dry. Not the colour selection I would have chosen myself, but they are really such nice paints. And the pan's re-wet really easily. Now to try a quick landscape with these paints. So it's just a quick simple painting. Got some yellow ochre and ultramarine in the sky. Ultramarine, cad red light and carmine in the clouds. Yellow ochre, olive green and a touch of carmine for the grass. Ultramarine and cad red light for the mountain. I'm going to go over the grass again with the yellow ochre and olive green. And now for the tree. We've got some lemon yellow, olive green and Prussian blue for the foliage. Then sepia for the trunk and branches. The foliage is a bit bright, so I'm going to add some yellow ochre and ultramarine. And then finally some ultramarine and sepia for the shadows. So there, all finished. The Schmincke paints are really lovely to paint with, but I definitely need more practice with them. As for the water flask palette, I would say I'm a little disappointed. It's handy to have the water and water pot included in such a small package, but you know, how practical is it really? It only carries a small amount of water and the pot's pretty small as well. Plus, it's only really for handheld use, unless you use something to prop up the mixing area. And considering the price, I'd say the finishing on the palette is pretty poor. I don't know if the bad finishing is common with these palettes or if I was just unlucky, but not something I'd expect from Schmincke, to be honest. So while I definitely recommend Schmincke Horadam paints, yeah, they're great. The palette itself isn't so great really, unless you can find it on offer somewhere. But in my opinion, it's not worth paying full price for it. So what do you think about this palette? Would such a small palette be useful to you? Let me know in the comments. And thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.